Venture capital is money invested in high-tech, high-growth companies. Venture capital firms are interested in a couple of different areas. One is life science, healthcare industries. The other one is IT, which would be software development, could be medical device and that type of thing.
Okay.
So they go in early with these startup companies, and they help provide capital for them. There's 27 different venture capital firms, and with a total capital under management of $3.7 billion. And so every year we do a annual research report. And what's kind of fascinating is really just this sort of the impact. So if you want to talk about venture capital, there's $385 million in venture capital invested in 61 Michigan startup companies.
So that's just Michigan money.
This is just in Michigan. So
Okay.
for every dollar spent in Michigan, $7.85 comes in from out of state.
Wow.
So that's good. That could be better. What it says is that there's interest coming in from out of state, but it also says there's not enough money here within the state of Michigan. So we need more funding. These venture capital firms need to have access to capital so that they can invest in these startups. We help advocate for the industry. We're kind of a trade organization of sorts. We certainly want to advocate for increased funding. The state used to have some different modes of funding available. Currently doesn't. Hopefully that'll happen again. I think part of our job too is also to tell the success stories. I think that's something that we've done a bit, but we could do more of. How venture capital affects the entire entrepreneurial ecosystem. It's not just banks, and it's not just economic development dollars. I mean, these venture capital firms, in my opinion, play a very important role in helping kind of seed these companies. When a company does come to us looking for a venture capital firm, we do refer them to this publication, which is the Michigan Entrepreneurial Investment Landscape Guide. And this is something that's available online or in print form. Folks that are looking for funding can go to this guide and look up, industry sectors served, which stage the company is in that the VC firm will serve, and types of programs that are offering. So this is definitely a good guide for folks that are looking to invest. The annual research report that we do it every year. It's the 12th year that we've done it, and really talks about the statistics within the venture capital community. So we've got 27 venture capital firms in the state, represents 85 different professionals. We've also got angel investors. There's close to 900 of those. Angel investors sometimes comes in earlier than a venture capital firm. These aren't actual businesses. Angel investors sometimes provide pre-seed money, so these could be wealthy individuals or folks that have different groups of wealthy individuals that put in some money. Venture capital is money invested in high-tech, high-growth companies that are too early in the development to secure traditional fundings from banks. Simplest way of putting it. VC firms raise money from a variety of individuals, whether they're family offices or large corporations. They invest in a pool of money into companies in return for part of the ownership. And what they also bring to the table is a level of knowledge and operating experience that they may not have been able to get elsewhere. Yeah, they're not always successful, but I mean, certainly they're looking for investments. I think the story to really tell also is that the entrepreneurial ecosystem here in the state is pretty rich. So we're no longer what some might call a flyover state. We're not Silicon Valley. We're not the East Coast. So what's really nice and interesting about Michigan is a couple of things. One is we have a wealth of entrepreneurs that are coming out of our educational institutions like U of M, for example, MSU, and you name it. The other is you've got venture capital firms from out of state that are now looking at Michigan as well for investment. State's had a couple of different programs over the years. Fund to Funds program, it's probably something you can look up through the MEDC or State of Michigan. And this was a way to help, VC firms could participate in this, not all of them, but it was a program that was offered. We do a lot of different things. I think that outreach, telling the stories.
To who?
I think we're telling the stories to legislators. We're telling the stories to out-of-state venture capital firms. We want more folks to invest here in Michigan. The end result is these firms invest in an entrepreneur. It could be the next cure for something,
Right.
or maybe it's mobility, or maybe it's a new software, development that's going to, make our lives a lot easier. But I think those stories are important to tell because most likely they were venture backed, and I think that by encouraging entrepreneurs to develop the product, the hope is that they're going to stay here.